In our final year of our TR undergraduate degree, students at the University of Waterloo are getting ready to prepare themselves to work as TRs within the real world. Whether they are working in rehabilitation, long-term care, or mental health, students must feel confident in their abilities after leaving their undergrad to ensure quality service for their clients. TR staff at the University of Waterloo believe that graduating students will graduate with a well-rounded education and will have the skills necessary to be successful TRs. However, there has been much discussion in our class involving students questioning why there is so much theory embedded within our education and not enough practical skill courses. During a Rec 455 class, we asked TR students to fill out an anonymous survey to indicate how they felt towards theory and practical skills learned throughout our degree. Based on the student survey, we found that half the class is unsure or does not think that the theories taught within our class are applicable to TR practice. When asked what students believe to be the most valuable aspect of their degree, approximately 60% of students found that doing practical courses such as the internship and practicum were the most valuable. 34% of students said that the balance of theory and practice have been important, while 0% of students said that theory was the most valuable component of their degree. Even though the survey indicated that majority of students do not find theory to be the most valuable component of their degree, 90% of students indicated that the TR courses at the University of Waterloo mainly focus on theory.
Theory can be defined as a system of ideas intended to explain something. Common theories within TR include existential theory, feminist theory, Foucault, social identity theory, and contact theory. When talking about TR practice, students describe this as the skills that we use when working in the field. This may include assessment, intervention, evaluation, or working directly with clients, or working in an interdisciplinary team.
Before we get into how students can apply theory to practice, we first wanted to explore how the curriculum at the University of Waterloo is made and what it looks like.
Yeah, I'm one of 4 faculty members teaching in the Therapeutic Rec program. So as TR faculty members, we've integrated our knowledge, our expertise, our experience, our vision into the curriculum design process. We have consulted with students, practitioners, one another. We've examined professional trends and research. We've also ensured that our curriculum addresses Therapeutic Recreation Ontario's standards of practice. And more recently, September 2015, Therapeutic Recreation Ontario adjusted the educational requirements for therapeutic recreation at both the college and the university level. So what we were doing, we reviewed our curriculum to ensure that all of those competencies were addressed within our courses, and we are fortunate to have our curriculum reviewed by Therapeutic Recreation Ontario, so we are ensuring that our students are eligible for registration upon graduation as long as they're meeting all the criteria.
As demonstrated before, students at the University of Waterloo have expressed concerns regarding if they feel they have enough practical skills when entering into the field. We would like to challenge this assumption by showing students how theory and practice are more connected than they might assume. We as TR students are looking to understand the relationship between courses that we have taken over the years and the transition into TR practice. Bridging between theory and practical knowledge is important in understanding the roles that recreation therapists play within the field. We would like to propose this idea that theory and practice go hand in hand. Based on past education, students gain knowledge on various theories, which in turn can be brought into practice, sometimes without us even knowing.
Lisbeth Burbery, a TR professor at the University of Waterloo, suggests the concept of theory practice. According to Lisbeth, theory and practical skills go hand in hand and are not separate concepts. She states that one cannot exist without the other and that we consistently reflect back to the theories we learn in school. Let's take a look at how theory can be embedded within our practice without us even knowing.
I think my philosophy is very client-based. I like to get to know the person and their assessments and kind of look beyond their disability. I also like to know what their interests actually are so I can do better programming so they can find meaning and enjoyment, because that's really how they're going to benefit from the programming. I also am a strong believer in group programming because you can learn so much from other people, and I, as the TR practitioner, won't understand everything they've been through, but their peers will.
So as a TR practitioner,
I would gear programs that suit the client's needs. I would also try to provide programs that are of interest to our clients, and whichever program would provide them with the most happiness, essentially.
As seen in both of these responses, there are many theories and philosophies that are embedded within our curriculum. Some of the theories or philosophies included in this responses are autonomy and freedom, Yalom's theory, existential theory, the social model, and utilitarianism.
After talking to Elizabeth Burberry, it is evident that a huge value of the University of Waterloo's therapeutic recreation program is preparing students for social justice and encouraging students to grow, with the expectation that we will bring this into our practical experience when learning job skills. Being aware of the university's rationale behind the curriculum will lead to students better understanding what professors do in their classes and how they can bring that into a practical placement.
It is important to have a general knowledge base where we can build on our own values and principles in order to form ethical opinions to advocate and perform positively when engaging in TR practice. The TR Curriculum Review for Registration Eligibility aims to standardize TR curriculum across Ontario. Using this framework, competencies that practitioners should have upon graduation are intended to be universal across schooling bodies. Using concepts such as ethics of care, autonomy and freedom in leisure, social justice, and complexity of care, we can show students that these theories are consistently found within our practical skills, and we can create critical viewpoints where reflexive practice is developed throughout our practice. If we have students are confident with our education in theory-based practices, then we can become more comfortable with advocating for our profession by backing up our actions with theory.
Here are some recommendations that we hope will influence positive change in the therapeutic recreation program here at the University of Waterloo.
Our first recommendation is that we need more classes focused on how to program for specific populations, as there will be different protocols and requirements for each population. This will allow us to have a solid foundation to take with us into practical experiences where we can learn further techniques. Including classes that outline how to work with various client groups such as Indigenous populations or those with specific disabilities into our curriculum would be valuable. We also feel like there should be more cross-cultural leisure education added into the curriculum. We also believe students need to be provided with more information that highlights the advantages and disadvantages to each form of certification. As students, we are not always aware of advances in the field and need guidance and advice from our professors and mentors whose job it is to guide our journey to our career.
There needs to be more honest dialogue between professors and students in regards to what is still needed in the curriculum and what is working well. This feedback could help shape the curriculum and create a more effective and beneficial program. We need to advocate for our own education and have our voices heard. Students need to take the course evaluation seriously and provide their honest and respectful suggestions. We would like to have a course early on in our education that focuses on different forms of assessment. We also believe that concepts from Rec 455 should be included in first or second year, so TR students can better understand the profession moving forward into practical experiences and can build upon these theories and their own personal philosophies as we continue on in our education. We encourage students to be proactive and volunteer in the community in order to gain practical skills and experience. Being an active TR member within the community gives us the opportunity to work with different populations and gain more knowledge about these populations. Because our program focuses on social justice and helping us develop into well-rounded and adaptable students, it is our responsibility to put in the effort to gain work skills. In conclusion, we hope that after watching this video, students have gained a better understanding of how theory is embedded within our practice and how we need to view the theories we learned in class and our practical skills as one entity. We hope that the recommendations we have made will help students understand their role and help faculty understand why students may be concerned about the courses we have taken throughout our degree. Kim Lopez suggests that everything we do is informed by what we know. By learning different theories and integrating philosophy into our education, we have the ability to understand our role as recreational therapists, think critically, understand ethical issues, better advocate for social justice, and position ourselves better in society. We also hope that this video will give students an appreciation for our curriculum. As Elizabeth Burberry mentioned, students will either enter the degree with a workforce mind or a learning mind. Depending on which mind frame students enter the program with will ultimately guide their journey to becoming a TR. Overall, your education is what you make it. The University of Waterloo is dedicated to preparing students to be successful TR practitioners. Students who graduate from the University of Waterloo have the opportunity to grow individually, be an advocate for social justice, and become a knowledgeable and well-rounded recreational therapist who provide the best care for their clients.